Hello, this is Murray Jensen, and this is a video showing how to use breakpoints in Visual Basic so you can help locate quicker your logic errors. Here's a sample calculator for mortgages, and what we're going to do is I'm going to run this code, and we've got a loan of 200,000, 30 years at 5.75%. Calculate that. Monthly payment doesn't look right. $7,000? Something's wrong. The program runs, so there's no syntax errors, but we definitely have a calculation or logic error. Let's close that. I want to open up the code, so I'm going to come over here into the VB form. I'm going to right click and choose View Code. Now inside the code, I can see where the calculations are occurring, but there's something wrong. Now inside Visual Studio, a very handy feature is the ability to see variable values while the program is running. So I'm going to set a breakpoint. To do so, I'm going to come over here into the left column with my mouse cursor. I'm going to left click, get a little red circle, and the line also highlights. When the code runs, the code's going to stop at this point, but all variables will retain their values. So now I'm going to run the code again. Click Calculate, and click on this form, and I'm going to hover over the variables. DBL monthly rate has no value. DBL APR has a value of 5.75%. And then we have the two static values of 112. So I want to move ahead in the code. The code is now stopped. The yellow arrow means that this is the next line to be executed by the compiler. So I'm going to press the F8 key. If you go up to the debug menu, you can see that step into is F8. So if I press F8 or if I click on step into, it's going to execute this line of code. So I press F8, and now DBL monthly rate has a value. It's got that calculation of DBL APR divided by 100 divided by 12, which is 0.00479. Now the next one is number of years, and that's 30. Number of payments, so if I press F8 now, see my number of payments is going to be 30. Oh, years is 30. I didn't calculate for the number of payments. I'm only going to have 30 payments. That's why the payment is $7,000. So I'm going to change this line of code. I'm going to put in times 12. Now that's still a 30. I don't like that. I need that to recalculate. So what I might do is stop the program execution by hitting the stop debugging key and just rerun. Or something else you can do, especially when you're in programs that are quite large and you don't want to have to restart and work your way all the way into the program where the error or the logic error has occurred. I can hover over that little yellow arrow and I get that double arrow look. And I'm going to click my left mouse button. I'm going to drag this up a couple of lines and drop it. I've now changed the location of the program execution. So I'm going to rerun some lines. This doesn't always work, especially if you're opening and closing files, but in this case it works very well. So I'm going to press F8. So there I've got double monthly rate, and now it's going to recalculate 30 times 12. Instead of 30, number of payments will now be 360. I'm going to press F5. F5 represents continue. It's just going to continue program execution until it either ends or it hits the next breakpoint. Now behind here somewhere is the, there we go, there's the window. So now we have a payment of 116. Put this thing back up again. Let me just rerun it. And I'm going to take out the breakpoint. Taking out breakpoints, by the way, you just click on that margin again. You can take them in and out. You can put in as many breakpoints as you want. Normally, you just deal with one in the sub-procedure. So let's run this, calculate. Now, that payment looks a lot better, 1167.15.